What is up, guys? How y'all doing today? Welcome back to the channel for another episode of Retro Reviews.
Well, we are in the NES room, right? So as you can see, we're on the New York Jets homepage here on Tecmo Super Bowl. So this is my third go-around with them, taking them through a season with Tony Eason at quarterback, trying to take them all the way to win the Super Bowl. My third time, because we failed the first two times. First time we got knocked out the first round of the playoffs by the Chiefs, right? And it wasn't even that close of a game. They pretty much mopped the floor with us, right? First round, which, I mean, our first game, right? It was a divisional playoff, right? It wasn't a wild card, divisional, but still it was our first playoff game. Bam, Chiefs knocked us out and pretty much embarrassed us on our home field. So we came back again, like, okay, because that's how I play, right? No resets. If they beat us, if we lose, we lose. Okay, it's part of life. It's part of the game. You don't win every time. Okay, so, and I'm not one of those players that has a phobia about losing. It's like, oh, I can't lose, I can't do it. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. So we came back a second season with Tony Eason as our quarterback, because he's the backup. Because I do these challenges. Because Ken O'Brien is rated better than Eason here. So, but O'Brien didn't make one pass because I had a guy come back from injury. I forgot to change him out, and it's like, oh crap, O'Brien's in there. So yeah, O'Brien came in and completed one pass for 23 yards. All right, but it's like but I quickly got Tony Eason in there. So anyways, we came back against the second season. And we had a good playoff run, some interesting games, and we made it to the Super Bowl against the New York Giants, right? So it was New York, all New York Super Bowl, Jets Giants, and it was a highly competitive game. It was a battle, right? And went to overtime, and yeah, Sims completed one big pass down the sideline, and it was like, their receiver was tackled at the 40. They immediately send out Matt Barr at that point. I was like, wow, really? That's still a long one. Figured they'd try to get closer, but nope. They send out Matt Barr immediately when he's at the 40. And boom. He knocked it through, split the uprights. Game over. Giants beat us 20-17 in overtime of the Super Bowl. Talk about a crushing defeat, because we battled back to tie the game up, because they had the lead for most of the game. We tied it up in the fourth quarter. I think Eason hit Altoon over the middle, and he made it, either Altoon or Rob Moore, I forget, but I'm thinking it was Toon, though. He made a big play and took it all the way for the touchdown, tied the game up. It's like, all right, yes, we're here. It's like this game has been a battle. We fought hard in this game, and here we are. We're going toe-to-toe with the New York Giants. A lot of people would say, New York's big brother compared to the Jets is the little brother, right? Because the Giants are a better team. But it's like we're going toe-to-toe with big brother Giants here. We got this game tied in the fourth quarter and sent it to overtime. But the Giants got the coin toss, and bam, like I said, made one big play. Sent up Matt Barr, knocked it through the uprights. We had to have pressure. I got pressure on him to try to get a block, but the ball got past my guy and it right through the uprights. Didn't even Didn't even doink off the upright, right? Split the uprights. So it's like, man, to come that far our second time around, and we're that type of game, it was a crushing defeat. And I did have a little bit of a meltdown after the game, and we had, had to do some technical difficulties, and they're like, cut the feed, Retro's losing it. So, but I was like, nope, we lost, so that's it. We ain't gonna. We're gonna take it like a man here. We're gonna take our lumps, right? And we're just gonna come back even more motivated another time. It's like, I don't care how many times it takes us. We're gonna do this with Tony Easton. So this is our third go around with him. So hopefully the third time is the charm. So as you can see, we went 15-1 on the season. We just had I'm going to say a close epic game with Miami, last game of the year. It looked like they was going to win because they jumped up on us 10-0 first quarter, right? But we battled back and we took the lead. In the third quarter, we scored a touchdown. In the second quarter, made it 10-7 at the half. Then in the third quarter, we got another touchdown. Yeah, Johnny Hector had a pretty big game. He got the touchdown for us, which gave us the lead 14-10. It looked like we could maybe put them away because it was 14-10. We still had the ball, but I was being aggressive, trying to get the ball to Altoon on a go route. Ball was intercepted, so Marino had another chance late in the fourth quarter, and he was driving. He was driving his team down the field. He was hitting his receivers. They were covered, but still completed. He hit Clayton on a big one. I'm going to say about down to our 20-yard line. Then he hit Duper on another one. About another 15-yard pass tackled at the 5-yard line. Both plays were contested plays, but bam, it's like, here we go. Number 13's got us in his sights, right? He's got us in his crosshairs. But they did a pitch out to Sammy Smith. It was a first and goal from the 5. They did a pitch out, and it was like less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Did a pitch out to Sammy Smith, and the safety, McMillan here. Yeah, this guy here, Eric McMillan. There you go. Maybe that's why he's on excellent, right, with 69 hitting power. Came up, not only made the tackle on Sammy Smith, but caused him to fumble the ball. We recovered it, and bam, that saved the day. That preserved victory, right? Because it looked like Miami was closing in to take the lead, 17-14 late in the game. But Eric McMillan caused that fumble, and we recovered it, and we ran the clock out. Bam. 14-10 was the final. Okay, so now you're up to date. We do have 3 more games to go in the season because there is one division that hasn't been settled yet. 3 games left. Okay, Browns, Steelers. There you go, Wargasm. The Browns didn't make the playoffs, but hey, anytime the Browns beat the Steelers, especially like that, that's a nice looking score, right? 37-14. Kozar had a big day, 77%, 343 yards. Wow, Kevin Mack was the leading receiver with 5 catches, 142 yards. Wow, okay. Metcalf, the leading rusher, for 34 yards. How about that, though? Big day for the Browns to close out the season. Like I said, they didn't have a good season overall, but hey, at least we threw you a bone there, Wargasm. How about that? But no, the next game is the one that's going to determine the East, because NFC East, yeah, that's the only division that hasn't been determined yet. Redskins, Cowboys, who's it going to be? Cowboys lost their last game of the season to the Falcons, which definitely helped the Redskins out. But if the Redskins would lose this game, though, to the Eagles, then they're going to be going by points. So I don't know. Let's see. We'll see what happens. I think Redskins might have the edge. It looked like they had a lot of more points than their opponent. Well, it don't matter though. Redskins take care of business, 21-14, so they don't have to go by points. Sorry, Josh, but hey, that happens, man. You can't win. Like I said, you can't win them all the time, right? Can't win them all. So the Redskins now are division champs, and we just have Buffalo, Detroit. I don't think this one don't really have any bearing. I don't think. If it does, could be for Detroit possibly, but I don't believe so. Ooh, the Lions beat the Bills in the final game of the season, 2024. Jim Kelly had 2 interceptions. Barry Sanders, 100 yards. Jamie Mueller, shithead Mueller, was the leading rusher for the Bills. Okay. But Thurman Thomas was the leading receiver. What? Okay. Well, and Barry Sanders was the leading receiver for the Lions. All right. Barry was the leading rusher and receiver. How about that? Well, there you go. Even though Rodney Peete did have 3 interceptions too, but hey, it's a team game. It ain't all about stats. There we are, 15-1. Dolphins are in the playoffs at 10-6. Oilers 13-3 division champs. Bengals in the playoffs at 10-6. Broncos win a division 12-4. Chargers are in the playoffs at 8-8. Redskins division champs 11-5. Cowboys and Giants are in. The Central Packers won the division 12-4. Vikings in the playoffs 9-7. And of course the 49ers 14-2 division champs, and the only team is Vegas. Let's go back to the division standings again. So, yep, Jets, there we are, 15-1 division champs and best record in the league, right? Niners are 14-2, so yeah, we hope best record in the league, 15-1. Only the Oilers beat us this year. Miami 10-6 is in. There we go. Our Oilers won the division at 13-3. There's Bengals at 10-6. They're in. And the Broncos division champs at 12-4, and the Chargers at 8-8 are in the playoffs. Niners, look at that. Everybody else 5-11 in that division. Jeez. That's different. That's different here. Packers win in the division at 12-4. Usually it's the Bears. Sometimes the Vikings. But Bears had an off year. And then the Washington Redskins. I say that name whenever I can, right? Just to, just to maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not right. Maybe it's not right for me to do it because I know that I know for the wokesters out there, the wokesters that put the pressure on to change the name. I don't care what you say. I will always say Washington Redskins. So if you don't like it, tough, right? It's just tough. Too bad. I'm not going to stop changing it. You can't make me. Freedom of speech, right? We do still have freedom of speech. So Washington Redskins are division champs. Yeah, you can see that one sticks with me. That sticks in my craw, right? Cowboys 10-6 though, and the Giants 9-7. So there you go. There's our playoff bracket. So we got the Dolphins taking on the Bengals, Chargers taking on the Broncos, and the AFC wild cards. We got the Cowboys taking on the Vikings, and the Giants taking on the Redskins, and the NFC wild cards. So there you go. But our opponent will either be, will be the winner of that Chargers-Broncos game. So either one would be, ain't gonna be easy because both teams have a great running back. Butts with the Chargers and Humphrey with the Broncos. So either one would be we'll have our hands full, right? So anyways, let's go back to the Jets though. And we'll go here. Yeah, let's just go through our stats. See how we did this year. Tony Eason, 73%, 3,283 yards, 38 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 24 scrambles, 138 yards. Didn't get a rushing touchdown with him. Usually I do. Usually I get a rushing touchdown or two with the quarterback, but not this year. So I don't make it an emphasis to do it. I just, like I said, I just play the game, right? I don't go in with any preconceived notions. Just play the game organic, and play the game organically, and if it happens, it happens. You know. Was running back by committee here. Blair Thomas, 95 carries, 638 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, 14 catches, 273 yards, and a touchdown. Also had some special teams play. Freeman McNeil, 42 carries, 177 yards, 7 touchdowns, 11 catches, 185 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Also saw special teams action. Bragg Baxter, just special teams guy. Johnny Hector, 58 rushes, 498 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, 13 grabs, 160 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns, which was our final touchdown of the season, which ended up being the game winner against Miami. So, baby, Johnny Hector making some plays for us. All right, our number one starting wide receiver, Al Toon, 33 catches, 1,021 yards, and 13 receiving touchdowns. Did have 1 rush for no yards. I think we maybe tried to reverse or something. Our other standout wide receiver, Rob Moore, 30 catches, 1,071 yards, and 13 receiving touchdowns. So, yeah, both Moore and Toon, look at that. Pretty close. Only 50 yards separate them, and they both had the same 13 touchdowns. So, talk about not showing favoritism, right? We're throwing, hey, I throw it to the open guy, kind of like Marino, his mentality, right? Because that was the time. I remember, in an interview, they was interviewing Dan Marino years ago, and they was talking about X's and O's and reading defenses. He's like, I just throw it to the open guy, It's like, all right, I like that. Keep it simple. Terrence Mathis, he didn't see action, because I would have put him in there, but he was on bad most of the year. Because I'd put him in, maybe if he would get on good or excellent, and if maybe our tight end Mark Boyer would be on bad, but it was not happening. Mathis and both JoJo only saw action on the special teams. Because our tight end Mark Boyer, he was on good most of the year, right? But look, even on bad, 44-19, Terrence Mathis is just 44-19. So Boyer on bad is just still as good as these guys on average. 13, but he still has 50 hitting power compared to their week 13. So for helping with the running game, blocking, I still would leave Boyer in there. Now if they would get on good or excellent, where the receptions and speed would be better, then I'd put him in, but they didn't. So Boyer, there you go. He had 27 grabs for 596 yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. Pretty good season for Boyer there. Wellstant did not see the field, but he is on excellent. 44 catches, 44-31. So see, even on excellent, he's still... Well, maybe I will put him in since he's got the 31 speed. Maybe I'll put him in for the playoff game. Because he does have still 50 hitting power, better speed than Boyer. Okay, there you go. Doug Wellstant. We'll see if he can make some play for us in the playoffs. He didn't make any for us in the regular season. All right, our kicker, Pat Leahy, was perfect. Hit all 63 extra points and 14 out of 14 on field goal attempts. Pat Leahy getting it done for us. Joe Prokop just had 1 punt, 68 yards, but he did lead the league. All right, on the defense, Jeff Lageman had 5 sacks. Scott Misseru, 1 sack. Probably butchered that name. Ron Stallworth, 2 sacks. Joe Kelly, 2 sacks. Dennis Bird, our sack leader, with 12 sacks. Kyle Clifton, just 1 sack. And Joe Mott Applesauce, 1 sack. I got him his last sack the last game of the year because he was actually on excellent. Or no, actually, I'm sorry. I think it was the game before. Yeah, next to the last game. All right, our backfield, James Hasty just had 1 interception. Tony Stargill, 1 interception for 5 yards. Eric McMillan, he's the best guy. 5 interceptions for 50 yards return. And Brian Washington, just 1 interception. So, yeah, our Jets defensive backfield is just so-so with one standout guy, McMillan. And he is the guy I controlled most of the season. I think I did control Hasty when I did get him his interception. So it's like, okay, cool, I got Hasty an interception. Okay. There is our stats for the season. How'd we rank? Number 5 offense in the league. Wow, Redskins was number 1. We were number 7 passing, where we at? Number 18 rushing. Okay. Number 1 defense in the league. Wow, Cowboys and Broncos up there on the defense. That's different. Number 1 against the pass. Number 1 against the rush. How about that? Because rushing is usually my weakness. My friend Ray from high school has pointed it out that the rushing is my Achilles heel on defense, and I admit that. But again, I do it intentionally. I give the computer good plays because I want to fight. I want to mix it up. I don't want this freaking boring blowouts crap all the time, right? I want to fight, and I want a competitive game. That's more interesting. It's more fun. It's more fun when you win that way, right? Instead of like, oh yeah, we're just on cruise control here with, that's what happens when you don't give the computer good plays and also do my playing style. I don't want, look, I've been there, done that. I've done the blowouts, okay? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt and all that shit. Sorry for my French there, but I want something more, right? Something, I like a challenge. I like a good fight. Everybody likes a good fight, right? Like in boxing, you don't want, years ago, like people that did the pay-per-view when Mike Tyson would knock the guy out in the first round. It's like, hey, you didn't get your money's worth, did you? That you didn't see much of a fight. It's like, yeah, it was over before it started. So, all right, let's go to league leaders here. Tony Eason, number 1 quarterback in the league. How about that? Beating out, behind him, Dan Marino, Mark Rippon, Jim Kelly, Warren Moon, Joe Montana, Phil Simms, Don Mikowski, Jim Everett, and John Elway rounded out the top 10. So pretty good company there by Mr. Eason. That Mr. Eason is in there, right? We're not really up there with receiving only, and kind of probably with yards we're there, I would say maybe. Okay, there's Altoon. He's number 15. Well, then, let's see. Yeah, Altoon, there's Rob Moore. He's number 12. But we'll probably be there with yards per catch. There's Rob Moore, number 1, 35 yards a grab. And there's his partner there, partner in crime, Altoon, number 6. So, yeah, both guys in the top 10 yards per reception. How about touchdowns? There we are again. Both of them had 13. But a lot of guys had 13, tied for number 6. Rushing, we're not even going to be there, but let's just see who the league leader was. There's Barry Sanders. Wow, 1,700, almost 1,800 yards for Barry. 23 rushing touchdowns. I knew we weren't going to be there because we was running back by committee. Joe Prokop with the 1 punt for 68 yards, league leader. I did better actually before. I think it was like over 70 yards before with him. But anyways, Bruce Smith, Charles Haley, league leaders to sack. Derek Thomas, number 3. See, Bird should be there with the Jets. There he is, tied for number 15 with 12 sacks. Kickoffs. Rod Bernstein of the Chargers. Wow, league leader for the kickoffs. How about punts? Brian Mitchell of the Redskins. Who's the interception leader? Gilbert of the Chargers. There's Waymer of the Niners. Washington of the Cowboys. Okay. And scoring. Who's the scoring leader? Barry Sanders, number 1 scorer in the league. 27 touchdowns total. So he had 4 receiving touchdowns as well. So he had 23 rushing. There you go. There's the final stats, rankings, and leaders for our Jets season. 3rd time go around with Tony Eason. Now let's get the wild cards game started so we can see who our opponent is going to be tonight. Miami Dolphins, Cincinnati Bengals in the wild card. Sammy Smith injured in the game. Miami, with the Pete Stoyanovich field goal, gives them the edge over the Bengals. Yep, Bengals just don't advance in this game in the playoffs when they do make it, right? They just don't on their own. It just seems like it for me, and that's my experience. Dallas Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings. Herschel Walker's injured. Ooh, the Cowboys with a field goal in overtime, 20-17. Cowboys move on to take on the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round. How about that? AFC wildcard, Broncos, Chargers. This is a game we're interested in. Ooh, Denver takes care of business, 21-7. Billy Joe Tolliver had 2 interceptions. Wow, look at both Butts and Humphrey, same amount of yards, 120. Both had 128 yards rushing. What's the odds of that, Checkbo? But, yeah. Lance Johnson, 3 grabs, 75 yards, 21-7 Broncos. So it's Jets Broncos on the channel tonight in our divisional round. Let's finish out the wild card games. Washington Redskins, New York Giants. Ooh, the Redskins 27-14. Mark Rippon a big day, 243 yards. Ricky Sanders 4 catches, 117 yards. The Redskins move on to take on the Niners in the divisional round, which most likely that's like a death sentence in this game if you go to face the Niners in the playoffs, right? Anyways, the divisional games are set. Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys, Washington Redskins versus the San Francisco 49ers. And the AFC, it's the Houston Oilers hosting the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets hosting the Denver Broncos. Pretty some interesting divisional round action there, right? So that will be for tonight's game, or tonight's video, or whenever we air that next video, right? Usually it is usually when I do the pregame show, our game is later that night. So anyways, guys, that wraps up. Why am I on the Eagles? There we go. That wraps up our season summary show for the New York Jets. So, can we do it this time? Get some redemption, right? So, whoever, but it's one game at a time. It's like we got to deal with those Broncos tonight. So, should be interesting. We're gonna do our dangest, though, right? We're gonna give it everything we got. So, we're gonna have to go into the playbook. Yeah, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what's what. So, anyways, guys, thanks again for tuning in, and I hope to see you tonight when the Jets take on the Broncos in the AFC divisional round, coming at you from Giants Stadium. All right. So, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tonight. But until then, have a good one, okay? And I'll see you when I see you. But if this is your first time to the channel, tap subscribe, then the bell ding ding, so you're notified when I upload new videos. So until next time, guys, I just got 3 things to say, and that is stay frosty, keep it retro, and come Lord Jesus.
We're fighters for truth, justice, and the American way.
And liftoff. We have liftoff. Challenger has cleared the tower.